Remember 2007? It was a year of MySpace profiles, chunky highlights, and everyone trying to figure out how to make the perfect ringtone. The world felt a little smaller, a little more connected, and pop culture was moving at lightning speed. YouTube was exploding, and suddenly, Avril Lavigne's Girlfriend was everywhere. It wasn't just on the radio or MTV, it was on every screen, in every playlist, and blasting from every car stereo. The song was pure pop-punk energy, catchy, bratty, and impossible to escape. It was the kind of track that made you want to jump around your bedroom or scream the lyrics with your friends at a party. That hey, hey, you, hook, it was in your head for weeks. Even if you tried to resist, it would sneak up on you in the shower or while you were walking to class. The video was just as iconic. Avril playing both the nerdy brunette and the wild redhead, battling for the same guy. It was a playful twist on the classic love triangle, with Avril's signature attitude front and center. It was playful, colorful, and felt like a mini-movie. Every frame was packed with energy, and it made you want to be part of that world. Girlfriend became one of the first YouTube videos to rack up millions of views, a true internet phenomenon. It was a moment when music and the internet collided in a way we hadn't really seen before. Avril was suddenly bigger than ever, showing off a more polished pop side but still keeping that punk attitude. She was everywhere, on magazine covers, award shows, and late-night TV. The song tapped into that universal feeling of wanting what you can't have, and everyone was singing along. It didn't matter if you were a die-hard fan or just a casual listener, Girlfriend was the anthem of the moment. For a moment, it felt like Avril had conquered the world all over again. The song was topping charts in countries everywhere, and fans from Tokyo to Toronto were obsessed. But pop culture moves fast. The hype for Girlfriend was like a firework, huge, bright, and then suddenly gone. One day, it was the only thing anyone talked about, and the next, something new was already on the horizon. 1 minute, Avril was everywhere. The next, the buzz faded. The world's attention shifted, as it always does, to the next big thing. It left fans wondering, what comes after a hit that big? How do you follow up a song that's become a global obsession? Girlfriend was a high point, but it also marked the end of an era. The music world was changing, and so was Avril's place in it. The world was ready for something new, and so was Avril. She was already thinking about her next move, ready to reinvent herself once again. That's the thing about pop moments. They burn bright, then fade, leaving us with memories and a killer chorus stuck in our heads. But those memories, they last a lifetime. But for a while, Avril really did take over the world. Her music was the soundtrack to a generation, and Girlfriend was its anthem. And if you were there, you'll never forget it. It was a pop culture moment that defined an era and brought people together. The question was, what would she do next? The world was watching, waiting for Avril's next move, and hoping for another unforgettable anthem. Before Girlfriend, Avril was the outsider's hero. She was the girl who didn't fit the mold, who made it cool to be different, and who inspired a whole generation to embrace their quirks. In the early 2000s, a Canadian girl in baggy pants and a necktie burst onto the scene, singing her own songs and playing guitar. She looked nothing like the pop princesses of the time, and that was exactly the point. Her debut album, Let Go, was raw, honest, and full of anthems for anyone who felt different. It was a soundtrack for the misfits, the dreamers, and the kids who never quite fit in. Complicated and Sk8er Boi weren't just hits, they were stories we all related to. They captured the drama and confusion of growing up and the thrill of finding your own voice. She wasn't about fantasy. She sang about real life, high school, and feeling misunderstood. Her lyrics were like pages torn from a diary, honest and unfiltered. Avril felt authentic in a world of polished pop stars. She stood out, not just for her look, but for her attitude. She was real, and she didn't care what anyone thought. She was messy, loud, and unapologetically herself. She made it okay to be imperfect, to be wild, and to have fun without worrying about fitting in. Her version of girl power was about being real, not perfect. She showed that strength comes from being true to yourself, not from following the crowd. Millions of fans, especially girls, finally felt seen. For the first time, they had an idol who looked and felt like them, awkward, rebellious, and full of dreams. Her music mixed pop hooks with a rock edge, songs you could blast in your car or scribble in your notebook. Every track was an anthem for the outsiders and the underdogs. I'm With You showed her emotional side, proving she wasn't a one-trick pony. She could be vulnerable and strong, sometimes in the very same song. Avril had range, from angsty rockouts to heartfelt ballads. She could make you want to jump around your room or just sit and think about life. She connected deeply because she was a real artist with a clear point of view. Her music was personal, and that honesty drew people in. She made it cool to be the outsider. Suddenly, being different wasn't something to hide. It was something to celebrate. That's why her early music still resonates. It's more than nostalgia. It's a reminder that being yourself is always in style. She wasn't just a pop star, she was a voice for a generation. Her songs became the soundtrack to so many lives, echoing in bedrooms and blasting from car stereos. And that's what made the Sk8er Boi Era unforgettable. A time when music, attitude, and authenticity collided, and a new kind of hero was born. After 2 massive albums, Avril's sound shifted with The Best Damn Thing. Girlfriend was a smash, but longtime fans noticed the change. Less angst, more bubblegum pop. The raw edge was replaced by something shinier and more mainstream. It wasn't bad. Artists evolved, but the hype started to slow. New artists and trends took over, and Avril's releases became less frequent. Her later albums flew under the radar compared to her early work. The world's attention drifted, and Avril quietly stepped back from the spotlight. Fame faded, not with a crash, but a slow, quiet descent. And that's when the internet started getting weird. With Avril less visible, the internet spun its own stories. The wildest? That Avril had been replaced by a body double-named Melissa. Fans dissected photos, lyrics, and fashion, searching for evidence. The theory was bizarre, but it showed how much her original image mattered. Some fans just couldn't accept her changing. Instead of seeing evolution, they created a myth. Avril laughed it off, but the rumor kept her name alive online. It became part of her legend, a weird testament to her impact. Even when she wasn't topping charts, people couldn't stop talking about Avril. So, is anyone still listening to Avril Lavigne? Absolutely. Her classics, Complicated, Sk8er Boi, and Girlfriend, are still everywhere, echoing through headphones, car speakers, and parties. These songs aren't just old hits, they're anthems that have stood the test of time, still finding new fans every day. On streaming platforms, her tracks are played by the millions, showing that her music is as relevant as ever. TikTok trends and curated playlists keep her songs alive, introducing Avril's sound to a whole new generation of listeners who love her style. Young fans connect with her rebellious spirit, just like we did back in the day, finding inspiration in her fearless attitude and unique voice. For longtime fans, her music is pure nostalgia, a soundtrack to growing up, reminding us of simpler times and unforgettable memories. But it's not just about the past. Her influence is still felt in today's music and culture. Avril's still making music and touring. Her latest album, Love Sue, brought her pop-punk roots roaring back, thrilling both old and new fans. She's not just a legacy act, she's still got something to say, writing new songs and inspiring artists everywhere. Her music is comfort, connection, and a reminder that being different rocks, uniting people across generations and backgrounds. And yes, people are still screaming every word at her concerts, proving Avril's music is truly timeless. In 2026, Avril's music means more than just hit singles. She's a pioneer. Her influence is everywhere, from Olivia Rodrigo to Billie Eilish. The Y2K pop-punk vibe is back, and Avril is its queen. Her songs are anthems for anyone who's ever felt out of place. New fans discover her without the baggage, just great music and raw emotion. Her legacy is empowerment. Be yourself, unapologetically. In a filtered world, Avril's music is a reminder that it's okay to be messy and loud. She's a cultural icon, not just a musician. Her message is more important than ever. That's why her music still inspires 20 years later. So, does Avril Lavigne's music still exist? More than ever, her songs aren't just files online. They're part of our culture. Old fans relive memories. New fans discover anthems on TikTok. Her influence is in today's pop and rock, inspiring new artists. The girlfriend era was huge, but her real legacy is lasting power. Her music is woven into movies, TV, karaoke nights, and our lives. It's the feeling of being yourself, screaming a chorus with friends. Avril's music is alive, loud, and still matters. It's not going anywhere. Some things are just too good to fade away, and Avril's music, it's here to stay.